As you know, I came from Portugal, and I take time in the airplane to study a little bit how to do public speaking. And I brought the book, that calls, I think the name of the book is Public Speaking for Dummies. And I read it. And one of the first things I read is that the first 30 seconds are the worst ones. So I thought, okay, I will just let this first 30 seconds pass. And it will be just fine. And then I would just like to ask you one thing. Just look to that wall, please. That one, the last one. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. The second thing I read on the book is that I should know what was the profile of my audience. And I have your profile. Okay, now let's make this presentation and let's see how it goes. I'd like to have your attention. Okay, so the title of my presentation is HTML5 Best Friend. Who is the HTML5 Best Friend? I truly believe that is real time, and I will explain you why. So, we already had a great presentation, but in fact we are part of a worldwide group. We are currently the world's biggest cloud-based real-time messaging system. We have more than 14 years of experience in this market. I founded the company back in '97, in the very early days of the internet. So, as you can imagine, I passed for everything. I already saw everything, at least so far, because 97 was the beginning, the end of 96 and 97 was the beginning of the commercial internet. So all the websites, everything that we know, it started on that time. So I'm very glad to jump, basically to finish high school and to go directly to the market, because I really saw that it will be a huge multi-billion-dollar opportunity, and I jumped immediately. What happened is that throughout this journey, I worked with probably all types of projects on the internet. I did e-commerce, I did websites, portals, internets, workflows, everything you can imagine. And I think this is, our product is also reflects that, because all this knowledge, all this experience is something that is always in our minds in order to create better products. And with that, what happened is that I saw a big and huge opportunity to create a technology that could make us go international. That's what I really want, because I did my company up to the end of 2009 to be the first and #1 company in Portugal, developing e-commerce and workflows and websites. But I want to go outside our borders and seek for the American dream that I really like since I'm born. But for that, I really needed the technology, and this is what I create. I developed the first real-time web framework and messaging server in order to give to the market something that could be very extraordinary and could bring what I think it is the live web, the Web 3.0. So right now we have already over 100 employees around the world. We are present in 4 continents. We have offices in UK, São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, here in Santa Monica, where we set up our headquarters, in New York, in Lisbon, Portugal, where we have our research and development headquarters, and also in China, we have a little office there. Also, we were named Gartner Cool Vendors in 2012. Gartner said something that I really appreciate. It's a pleasure and also a great responsibility, because they think we can set the standard. We could be the next standard for the real-time web. So this is something that it's very, very important for us. We really want to do that because since day one, I didn't want to create a product. I really want to create an industry. This is what I have in my mind. And here in this report, these three researchers that they wrote, it's probably one of the first time that we can see that we have one of the leaders on the marketing and the media, Andrew Frank. We have, in this case, Andrew Frank is media, Jennifer Beck is marketing, and David Whistle-Smith is technology. For the first time, we can join in a mention three so different areas. It represents how broad this opportunity is, because it touches almost all the business, everything. And this is our agenda. I will take you through HTML5 and RealTime. I will talk a little bit on the communication models, the advantage of RealTime where, then what is, how it's our product, and more specifics, we'll talk about ORTC and XML. Then I will do some demos and we'll have a Q&A. So, why I think HTML5 and RealTime it's a match made in heaven. As we saw before on the other presentation, I think could be more glad because HTML5 it's tremendous. It's probably one of the reasons I'm here today. It's because of HTML5. For the first time, you don't need to worry about plugins, as we saw, and we have a firepower, a toolkit that is unbelievable. The things we can make, and with HTML5, it's really fantastic. So, HTML5 will help us to build a new era of the internet applications, what we call the rich internet applications. So basically, we won't notice the difference between making an application for your computer, to be installed on a computer, like a game, or playing a game in your browser. You will see that in the near future, probably it will be the same. You don't know the difference. Everything will be a browser, everything. And so HTML5 gives these standards that we can, in fact, use, even with these problems of the versions, but I think we really, we are seeing a lot of conversions, and I think it really will succeed. Then it's really powerful APIs. We have also the WebSockets, of course. It's a great peer-to-peer transport. It's one of the reasons I'm here. Not the only one, but one of them. We have the geolocation, we have local storage, we have WebArt media, audio video that we just saw. We have Canvas, WebGL, SVG, so we have a huge array of tags and that we can use in order to create awesome applications. But let's face it, without the transport layer, real-time messaging system, also known as real-time messaging system, we still have static content. All these demos that we usually, I'm also very frequent HTML5 user in our company. All these demos, they are, as you saw, they are built on the browser, on local. So it's always, we have this firepower, but if you don't have a transport layer, if you don't have a real-time messaging system to connect your application with the internet and with the other users, you will have always a one-on-one relationship between you and your website. It's still what I call static. It's static because you don't. If something happens on that source of information, because you are not connected to that source of information, you won't see it live. So you need a transport layer. So, and this is all about real-time. Real-time is 100% dynamic content. It's 0% page refresh. Basically, what it does is it creates a persistent bidirectional connection with all your users. It really kills the static content. It gives complete control over the experience, the user experience. And just like HTML5, it's completely plugin free, cross-browser and cross-device. So it's something that is for us is very, very important, and it was in our heads since the day one. I need to build something that can revolutionize the industry, but to that happen, I cannot force everyone to do and to rebuild all over again their websites, and also I can do something that the user, the end user, need to install a plugin. So we need to do that with what we have available in on that user, on that computer in specific. So, and basically we can turn any HTML for 3.5 into live HTML, and we can do that with this principle of doing that with just one line of code. Of course, you can make more lines, or you can just have one line very long. but the principle is to do that with just one line of code. So, HTML5 in real time will be equal to live content and a pure interactive experience, because your application will be connected with the source of information, and the source of information could be your friend from the other part of the world. So, some of you are thinking that, okay, but can we do that with Ajax? Yeah. Ajax is a completely different thing what we are doing here. Ajax represents a workaround the problem and what I think is the 30 years old legacy of the internet. Internet, it's still what I always say, that it's still a walkie-talkie. It's a request-response model. You need to request what you want, and then you have the response again back to you with your content. So your computer, even if automated through Ajax, you need constantly polling information. You are always, just like when I have two daughters, and when I'm going to Disneyland, they are always asking, "Father, are we there yet? Father, are you there yet? Father, are you there yet?" Yes, no. See, so this is polling, and our technology is all about push. Beatrice, we arrived to Disneyland. You know? So we can save a lot of bandwidth, we can save a lot of resources if we work on push instead of working on pull. And also there are several problems working with Ajax. Yet, as you know, it's not a real-time, it's not a persistent real-time bidirectional connection. You cannot send and receive information at the same time. And our technologies will come to solve that problem. So, the benefits of real-time web is the creation of the bidirectional connection. You will have constant contact with your user or visitor, because you will be always connected, always. You know everything what's going on. You can change the experience when you want. From China, acting with someone in LA. So it will all result in a huge exponential increase of engagement, of exposure. So time spent will be what probably the next big metric. Instead of talking about impressions, now with real time, if you are connected with everyone, time spent is what I think will be the next big thing. And also because, remember, HTML5 is really good for creating widgets, rich internet applications. And what all the developers want is to get rid of the links and just work with one application in front of the user's eyes. So, also think that's very important, real-time web is the ultra low latency of the system. So it's really good to do something that could impact immediately the other in just a fraction of milliseconds across the world. Yeah. And also the cost reduction, because you will see that if you get rid of the overhead, you'll need less bandwidth and less hardware also because of the polling, the hammering of the servers saying, are you there yet? Are you there yet? You need to respond, even if we don't have nothing to present. And now, because we have the push, we don't need to stress also the systems. So I think all these things together, if you now work with HTML5, CSS3, and things like that, you can build one-of-a-kind web and mobile apps. Now let's explain a little bit more, going into the specifics of what is our product offering. First thing is that we have the open real-time connectivity, what we call ORTC. The main idea of ORTC was ODBC. So I really want to create something for the real-time that could be at the same use that ODBC have for database, where you can have a DB2 talking with a Microsoft Access, you can have a Chinese talking with an English. They speak on their native language and they understand each other in real time. So this is my idea. Here it's the same. I want to give an abstraction layer for what? And I want to abstract you for all the peer-to-peer protocols. For Comet, for bowling, our commitment to you is to always deliver the perfect transport, always. So the idea is to connect you with the source of your information, and with what we call a real-time messaging system. You can send and receive messages whenever you want. You can send, the message could be just like the demo we just saw from the before. That demo that plays the music could be being played by someone in India. And we could be here listening what the guy, the DJ in India is doing. And it will be, if it's already awesome, the demo, because it really is, I love HTML5. Imagine if he called by phone to his mate in there, hey, now play it for me. And then we will be here listening to what the other guy is playing in the other part of the world. So you have full control, and the idea of this abstraction layer is to be completely asset. So we don't need to worry, because we just saw that, and this is recurrent. I also went in the 101, not in public speaking, 101, 102. I did some presentations to explain what it is HTML5 for a small group of persons in a small meeting in the company, and it's time consuming. This thing of saying this thing works in Firefox, that thing doesn't work in Safari, that's only on Wi-Fi 5, that only comes in the next Google Chrome, that we don't know when it's very, very difficult. So once again, we are here to turn the developer's life easy. We want to abstract you for everything. It just works. The journalist doesn't like this word, but it says it's what it is. It just works always. It always works. And you don't need to worry if you are using this specific protocol or another protocol. It simply selects the best transport in a fraction of milliseconds in order to create the perfect transport for you. So now that we have the connection, which type of limitations we have? Probably everything was built to don't have any type of limitation. So one of the things that our technology, RTC have, is it's completely cross-platform. So you can have servers connecting to real-time, desktop applications, mobile applications, web browser applications. You can have your refrigerator connected to real-time if you have some Arduino box connected to it, or now the Raspberry Pi, that's also very good. You can do awesome things with it. So if you have some kind of browser or some type of computer that can run our code, it will work perfectly. So it's cross-platform. The other thing is cross-browser, so you don't need to worry. It simply works. In Chrome, Firefox, even Internet Explorer 6. Internet Explorer 6 is very hard. Not for good reasons. Because as you can imagine, if you build websites, Internet Explorer 6 it's our worst nightmare. But in this case, I just killed it and now it works. And now, as you know, because it works, no one uses Internet Explorer 6. Of course. It's always like that. We only solve the problem when everyone doesn't need it. Okay, and then we have the multiplexing. A real-time messaging system cannot always broadcast everything to everyone. You need to have control. In order to have the full control, you need the multiplexing. So our system is all about the pub-sub model. So it's a publisher-subscriber. You can have one, as you can see on the next slide, you can have a one-to-one connection because you have like a channel and this guy subscribes to that channel and it's a one-to-one relationship. You can have one-to-many. Imagine if it's a group of users that want to have access to a training desk. So it's they have access to that channel that have all the stocks, and they will see what is happening on that stock. So it's a one-to-many relationship. And you can have many-to-many. You can have all the users talking with all the users, and you have a complete control because in our platform you can have one channel per user. And you can have 1 billion users. And you can have all this, the control of having that. So, another thing, this is also very important. One of the things that I had, it was the unlimited scalability. Our system was done in a order that if you want to use this service, this hosting service that we'll see further that we want to have, it doesn't matter if you are coding for 1 or for 1 billion. Once again, it's the concept of the abstraction. You don't need to worry on these things. Just do the best application ever. You know? If you do that, I can assure you that we always have you will always have a hosting partner, a service partner behind you that will handle that load for you. And we cracked the code of unlimited scalability, and I think it's probably the number one thing on our platform for me. And you know, unlimited scalability is a little bit different in real time than it is in web servers. Because in web servers, the request response. When you connect to a website, when you request some web page from a website, you can have a load balancer that sends you to the IIS server or an Apache server number 33 that will send information to you. There is no state, there is no problem, the information is delivered, problem solved. But in real time, you are connected with all the others. We have all the channels. So if you connect, if you go to the load balancer, and the load balancer says, okay, go to server number 33. But then it's on 34. And man, you are my pal. I want to talk with you on the chat, and you can't receive my messages. So you have a problem. We cannot scale. We can scale the front ends, but in the back ends, we need to have a solution to aggregate, to consolidate all the messages, and this is it's a challenge. You know that I know that you can also know that if you have something that you send all the load to all the servers on the front ends, but then you need something on the back that aggregates and consolidates all the users again. So what is the load balancing? We can do that. We can connect millions, billions of users on the same channel, and everybody can see everybody in real time. And this is something that is truly extraordinary. And we have also a contest that show me if you can crack my system. And so far, that didn't happen because our technology is completely unmanaged. So it grows the tricks based on the load, and you will see by our numbers that it's really, really big numbers. Last week, we just inserted real time in the web, in a very big website called tmz.com, and their director of IT was saying, hey, I have 73 machines, load balancers, routers. Do you have 100% sure that I can put the code to everyone because it's millions of users? Yeah, but you don't need to prepare. No. You put the code, you fire it, and magically, everyone was connected in real time. I didn't do anything. The system received all the load and scaled perfectly without any problem. So the next thing is also important is security. As you know, if you have a real-time connection, anyone, if there is no third-party authentication server, could hijack your channel and could send information to the system, and also see what you are seeing. So we implemented an authentication server that basically with a system that works like tokens. We can ensure that it's unbreakable. So you need always to match this third token system in order for you to access the system. If something fails, and it will be very hard to know the 3 keys, you cannot simply connect. Another thing is that also the application server can give you permissions, control the permissions. So you can say, okay, you can access the server, you can connect, but on this channel only, and in this channel you can only read, and then can read and write. So we can also do that with our technology, and it gives also a lot of control for the developer in order to create the perfect application that this user doesn't see what the other is doing. Also, the bandwidth and the resources and the compression is something that is very important to us. Because we don't need, it's a push technology, if we have the perfect transports on the user computer, we don't need to work with the overhead. Because there is no HTTP header. If I have a WebSocket available, I can just simply connect with that is the best transport on that server, on that browser, and it simply works without the need of constantly sending the header around your data. And sometimes your data could be just 1 or 0, but then you need to send a full book, the full presentation for that book, just to send inside of that book your business card. So that's the problem of the overhead. That now with our technology, if we have the perfect transport, and HTML5 really helps us a lot. With WebSockets, we can get rid of that overhead, and then we have just our messages with 1 byte in the beginning, 1 byte at the end. And so we have, when we use 1 channel, we have a 500 to 1 compression rate. If you use 2, it's 1,000. Another thing is that we can also we always optimize all other ways of connecting, even if it's comment or streaming, because we need to fall back if you don't find the perfect transport for you. So we need to fall back to other techniques, but with the compression always in our minds. As you can see, the difference in terms of bandwidth, they are huge between the HTTP requests and real-time peer-to-peer protocols. Then all this thing, and this is basically our product, and that's why I'm always saying that in fact our product is open. It's open like open source, because even on the open source you still need to pay for one hosting partner. At the end of the day, even if you have everything free in your hand, you still need to have an hosting partner. With RealTime it's the same. So our product is to sell you the hosting solution in your house, because we serve like in an appliance, or in the cloud, in our real-time cloud, or in the private cloud if you want to have just all the benefits of the cloud, the elastic cloud, and without the problem and the costs. And also having another partner looking to your data. So at the end, this abstraction layer of RTC that is so important for us is completely future-proof. So you can jump right in this revolution of the real-time web, because you don't have the ghosts of, do you think that this particular technology will be the future? I don't know. Probably it will be always a better transport, and then I need to change my application all over again. So the idea of RTC is to abstract you from that. We will have always the best technology available on the market. Always. So you don't need to have that afraid that probably I'm choosing something that probably in 1 or 2 months we're going to change. And because this industry of the real-time and this type of codecs, they are changing every day. If you use HTML5 WebSockets, you will see every month they change the standard. So, and our commitment to our customers is to always make it run. We are always using the latest browser that only on the technical channels, they're available only the technical channels. We will go there, and we are always on front of the revolution in terms of the transport. Because if that change happens, you don't notice. It simply works, you know. And also, we need to understand that now HTML5, the WebSockets, is probably the one that is, of course, very disseminated across all the browsers. But I think WebRTC is even much better than WebSockets. So our technology is already prepared to, if you have a browser that has WebRTC compliant, we can also set up that peer-to-peer connection between our server and your computer with WebRTC. So it will always be available to all the browser protocol and servers, and with doing that, you don't need to change one line of code. It always works. And to prove that, in fact, it's really getting a lot of traction, I just took today this snapshot, and you can see that in 24 hours we already did 126 million users connections. We were in that moment we were serving 747,000 messages every second, and we had a total number of users on the same place of 364,000, 100,000. So it's huge. I don't know if you know the numbers, but Facebook has a number of concurrent users of 1 million. So we are already halfway, and we just started. So this footprint is really amazing. Then, now that we have the perfect transport, we just need to set up the perfect tools in order for you to develop real-time web. And then I thought that XHTML will be what we need. So XHTML stands for Extensible Real-Time Multi-Platform Language. And the idea behind the XHTML is to always deliver, basically, it's to give to the developers the language and the tools that, and for them to work on the language that they really want, that they really like. And this is it's our concept. So it basically gives, XHTML will give you another abstraction on top of RTC. You don't need to talk over RTC, you just need to, it abstracts, create the connections, it manages completely the messages, it manipulates the DOM, everything done automatically for you if you want. If you want, you can also go low level, but everything will be delivered with that API. And once again, it's completely developers friendly in your own language. So it's not only Markup or Java or PHP, we have everything. And if you don't have, you just need to tell us because we can build it right away if you use some other language that needs also the access to our technology. So, we have developed a huge number of plugins also for CMS, for forums, for all the languages that I told you. We have in the browser we have JavaScript. We have Markup. The Markup is basically what I created that in order to create a very high level language that my mom could use to update in real time her blog. And it's really cool, the HTML Markup. And also, the Markup has its own namespace, so you can control it very easily. Then you have, you can have work with Node.js, ActionScript, Flash, Silverlight, and very important, you can create also and give the real-time messages, deliver real-time applications on your mobile apps. So you can use Android, you can use iOS, Windows Phone, it works perfectly also with native apps that if you think they are real-time push technology, they aren't. Normally they are more polling. They are always requesting the information every second, every 5 seconds. And now you can build that in true real time. And one of the things that is really important is the X of the XHTML. Because if you think that that our company didn't create the tool that you need, you can build your own tool, just for you. And then you will see in the near future that you can also create those tools, those apps, and you can also sell those apps in our app store, or give it for free for the community. So, how it works. Basically, this is an example of the market. This is the high-level API. This is a normal repeater. If you want to do something change in the web page, this is the code. It's very, very simple. It's on the principle of the one line of code that is the XHTML without repeater, and the rest is content to make the demo. We have the JavaScript if you are an intermediate level developer. If you want to work, if you have more control and work on the JavaScript side of your website and not on the HTML, you can also do it. And we have the PubSub. PubSub is the low-level one, is a pub subscriber. So you have one function to publish and another to subscribe, and it's very simple. You need to create then your own application on top of it. So we have more than 20 tags, libraries, and controls to do a lot of things that I will show you now on the demos. And as I said to you, our commitment to create more than a product, to create an industry, is this thing that we accomplished. We just received $100 million of funding for the next 3 years, so we are very well funded to create this revolution. So this money is really important to develop and to pass the word and to make this a reality. So, okay, let's prove it. Demos. We have what you can do with RealTime. First of all, I'd like to show you some demos here in our website. So as you can see, this is the real-time data. Everything we do, I cannot see a web page without the data being sent to me in real time. So this is the number of messages that we are delivering right now, and the number of connections in the last 28 hours. And if you come over here to the demos, we can check out some of them. Imagine just to show the ones that you just present to us, the audio. I have a little demo here. So, but basically, this is 2 separate computers. Like that. If you want, you can also scan the code and have access to the system. And then I can, on this computer that is in India, I could tell this computer that is here in LA to play Imagine this music over here. And this computer told that it was the other computers of the other part of the world to play the music. And then he said to me, no, it's too loud. Lower the volume. See? And you lower the volume, and the other computer simply lower the volume. You can say, no, that's false. I want to see what is happening. No, let's play again. You know? Right. So we have a complete control on the user experience, and here, is doing a huge round trip, in fact, to deliver the experience, because it's not a local demo. You can on the end you can see with your own iPhone that you can connect to these demos and see what I'm doing here will reflect on your own application, on your own device. So this is the audio. Imagine if you want to, by the way, let me just show the code. So we have the JavaScript for intermediate, but if you want to simply do it in markup, it's so simple that putting HTML to audio and it simply works. Or not, if not, you can have JavaScript, and you can have also on our websites, HTML.org, you will see that we have a wide array of languages that you can use. We imagine to create .NET server-side applications, or we have everything. You know, just to deliver the experience. Another thing that is cool, imagine if I want to create a game, and we have this control that it calls drag and drop. So imagine that, once again, 2 different computers, they are not connected to each other, and I can come over here and say, imagine, I can grab, see the sun, and I simply move it, and it moves in all the users that are connected to this channel. Imagine the other demo that we had here that was for the repeater. It's really useful if you want to enable your content management and to display information in real time to the users to avoid the refresh. So we have the repeater. You can build a complete real-time website with just this function. This is the repeater. Normally, you know, now we have real time. And imagine that you want to change this area here. You just come over here, select Model 2, select the picture you want, the title, description, send, and in real time you change the content. You don't need to refresh, you don't need to click. It's simply, you have a complete control on the user. As you can imagine now, creating a website, you have much more tools to create a wonderful experience on the user. It's like creating broadcast TV on the internet. You have a complete control on the experience. So another thing is that the control can also go to the device you are using. Like imagine mouse live. Imagine that you want to create co-browsing experience. As you can see, I'm here. I'm pointing to this area here, and the other computer is showing where I am right now in real time. Also, imagine if you have to create the world famous poll that everyone loves. It's very easy. If you want to create a poll, a real-time poll, a poll that you don't need to click on the results and to refresh to see what is happening. We have also an app that you can use right away. Of course, all this, the layout, it's just for demo. You do whatever you want, you create whatever you want. So you can come over here and you can vote in real time. As you can see. You can do it right away. So someone is voting in the audience. So it's everyone is using it. Okay. So another thing. Imagine if you want to create. This one is cool. It's with Google. If you want to create an application using our map function in order to show how you can reach my office. As you can see, you can come in this street, go right straight ahead. See, straight ahead. And the other guy is in India or in. Go there. You don't need to enter on this street. See, you have a complete control on the experience. So this is the framework. As you can imagine now, we still need to have creativity, and we are in the perfect place because here in LA we have a lot of creative people, and then you can create real websites with this. We have this demo here. It was the first real-time website in the world, and we connect every page. It's a normal legacy website with links. It's the leading financial newspaper in Portugal, and all these websites is live. Now they are slipping. We are, as you can see, only 200 users are in the website right now. But it's completely live. You have the stock market in HTML, all this blinking. You can see the currency never slips. They are changing. It's very easy to do that. You have a live poll, so if you want to, now I voted for the best Prime Minister of Portugal. But if you are here during the day, you will see the numbers blinking. The people are voting with the poll XRTML library that I just showed to you. If you go here, you can see what we call a training now. It's a live top. Instead of having the top 5, you have something that is completely live. You can see now it's hard because you don't have too much traffic. As you can see, it's showing how many users are in each news in this moment. And then if you enter, you can create something that probably you only see on Skype. Or I'm here. type Andre, I start to type, and if you are in the same news, you will be seeing that Andre is typing a message. Because everyone is connected on this news. So we can explore all these activity from the websites. Now, any website can create an even better experience than Twitter or Facebook. And this is very, very important. Now, RealTime is democratized for everyone. Anyone can use it, and it's very, very easy to do. So now, and this was the first project. The second project was, in fact, social economic. Because now that we are exploring this new content that we have on the website, now that we are just exploring this content that is the activity, you can create a website that is completely unmanaged. This website is done by the users. So you have the news, you have the television, they can send breaking news whenever they want, they can send the Prime Minister, they can send you directly to a specific place. And if someone creates a comment, you will see the comment entering on top of the news.